Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. Happy April Fool's Day to those that celebrate, as we always say at Split Labs. Before we jump into our MLB best bets, as always, have to let you guys know this video is completely 100, 1000, 1,000,000% powered by Split Labs data, because we built the exact tool that we personally wanted to use as sports bettors. And we're going to walk through that today, as we do every single day with you guys. If you want to see yourself what the public is doing, where the line is going, what the market is hinting at, literally what we do every single day, head over to the link in the description. Splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. All right, let's get into the slate. We've got early games. Who doesn't love a good MLB midday kickoff? Games are starting early. We always love to hear that. So we got a few games on the board here, and we're gonna jump right in here, and we're gonna start with the Phillies and the Nationals. I feel like that's kind of been a hot topic that I've been doing, so we're gonna start with that just because the Phillies just, I feel like I'm gonna get cocky and say, like, I feel like I've got a pretty solid read on them, but you know, we'll see what's going on there. All right, starting with Nationals versus Phillies. Third game in the series. I think Nationals took one. We can check that, right? We can fact check that. Yeah, Nationals took one, Phillies took one. So series is tied right now. They continue, or at least last game they kept it close. Phillies not performing like up to the standards that I would expect the Philadelphia Phillies to be performing at. Again, the public just seems to continuously love them. So definitely something to note. They're just a public team when it comes to baseball, similar like to the Yankees and stuff like that. I think I discussed that on the last video. But anyway, moving forward, we have 64% of bets, 93% of money on the Phillies -1.5. Again, just cautioning, I am recording this video incredibly early in the morning, so by the time this video drops, or maybe you're watching it, lines maybe have shifted. I'm looking at this from a point of view of probably seeing where early bettors, more serious bettors, are putting their money ahead of time. So a little bit different reads. If you want access to the most up-to-date data, head over to the link in the description. But with that being said, let's continue. We're seeing a lot of money pouring in on Phillies here from the spread and the money line. 90% of bets, 98% of money. I'm not going to read too much into this just because, again, it's really early. Phillies are always a really favorite team. One thing I will say, though, if you're taking the Phillies, they are priced accordingly, currently sitting at a -260. What I will say is it is a little concerning that they opened at a -275, now sitting at a -260. Their price is getting better, but again, in baseball, prices shift very gradually, and I feel like the books price this one accordingly, right? They're moving things, yes, but clearly they've priced Philly to win outright. No one wants to willingly take a -260 money line. I think it's clear that Philly wins this game. Total, we've got 70% of bets, 89% of money on the over 8. This is, again, the open number just because we're recording really early into the day here, and things like that. And then just kind of moving into the park factors, this is the projected wind conditions for first pitch at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Split Labs is projecting the total to be around 8.7. Extra base hits, not fantastic. However, home run advantage is pretty slight. I do want to kind of check out who is hitting closer to this right side of the field, whether it's the Phillies or the Nationals. I think that'll give us kind of that clear advantage. I mean, I think this is kind of reading into exactly what we anticipated. The Nationals kind of even out a little bit. They spread out across the field really well, whereas Philly predominantly in this boosted zone here. So I think that kind of goes into my initial read on the books are pricing them accordingly. They're going to win this game. This isn't an upset spot that I'm smelling here. So with that being said, guys, I am going to roll my hand. I know I talked a little smack yesterday about the Phillies just not performing to the standards that, you know, I kind of expect. The Nationals had that one outlier game in the first game of the series where they put up, I think, 13 runs. And in the game yesterday, I said I really just can't I can't foresee them taking trending that way continuously and being able to knock the total over yesterday. So I took the under. I'm going to flip-flop here again just because based on the spray chart, the hit profile, it's working in the Phillies' advantage. And the Phillies, when they are on, I do trust them to put up runs. I'm going to roll with the under here. Put me in with the public. I can't say sharp bettors officially yet, but put me in with the early bettors here on getting this line at the over 8 on Nationals versus Phillies. All right, moving into a next game, let's talk about the Mets. Let's talk about the Cardinals. Cardinals upset them yesterday, even though the Mets have been performing pretty well, actually. Let's see what we have here. Again, another really public team. It's New York. No surprise there. Don't be afraid of these numbers if you're backing the Mets. Perfectly normal, perfectly, expected. 73% of bets, 77% of money on New York Mets, -1.5. No line movement yet. We'll note that it's currently sitting at a +102, opened at a +106. So again, slight movement. Again, though, it is moving with the public, so that's a really positive sign. I just physically put my thumb up as if you guys can see me. That's a really good sign if you're backing the Mets here. I almost said the Nets. Yikes. 84% of bets, 87% of money on New York Mets money line. Again, positive sign here is that they opened at a -156, currently trending towards a -164, so it is getting worse for the Mets, but that aligns with what we're seeing for the public. Moving into the total, 56% of bets, 84% of money on over 7.5. One read here is I feel like this total is really low, so I'm just going to take a quick peek here and kind of see what the other total lines were to where they've missed it. See if this has decreased dramatically or if I'm making that up. Just because I have this theory that if the total didn't hit before and it was lower and they increase it, I bet the over, things like that. All right, so it looks like the two totals that we had were under 8.5 for last game. It went under and then under 9, and again it went under, so trending towards the under here. Not really anticipating the numbers keep dropping. I think they're not kind of trending towards, okay, these are teams that don't really put up runs at this point in time. So I think that's kind of expected. The Mets, although they have a fantastic roster, it depends on the day that you catch them, truly, in typical New York fashion. I'm gonna go with the Mets here just because there was that upset yesterday. They were heavily public yesterday as well, and I feel like the books usually do a give and take. I know the public is currently on the Mets here. However, I do like that the line movement is trending in that favor. So that is really playing in the favor of me taking the Mets here, and definitely a key consideration that I'm making here. Giving the Mets straight up on the money line. I'm not really gonna push my luck here on saying that they're gonna cover any spreads, but give me it on the money line. It's not priced too terribly. I'm still early enough that I'm getting relatively a decent price, not the open line, but a decent price here. So give me the Mets money line on our second game of the day. Going to avoid the total just because it continues to trend that way. It looks like our indicator for our forecast for first pitch is predicting some heavy rain. So I'm just really quickly, I'm going to fact check that just because I do live in the area. So let's see. Currently, I'm not seeing it on the board here. At 2 p.m. we're seeing rain. It is saying it's supposed to rain. It's starting at 7 p.m. All right, cool. So that's going to be our other game on the slate. Let's move into game number 3 and land with a good one. Should we go to the other not tri-state, but New York-based team? Should we? Let's back it out here, see if we can find anything relatively enticing here. You have the Marlins. I love fading the White Sox, Rockies, anybody at any given time. Really just, I'm all in there. The Cubs, I feel like would be a good one. It's another one where I foresee a bounce back spot. They lost yesterday. against the Angels, and I think the Cubs are significantly better than, what they put out yesterday. It was a low-scoring affair, as baseball sometimes is, and, I feel like they just got the best of them. Looking at the projected run line, not run line, but environment, wow, look at this. We've got a lot of suppression showing on this field here. So that's definitely something I'm going to pay attention to. Another thing I'm going to pay attention to truly is this extremely low total, over 6. Tell me why people aren't going to jump on this over here. It opened at a 6.5 and it's getting worse, even though money is on the over 6, which is expected. Yesterday it was 2 runs. The day before that was 9. I feel like I have to play that under. I have to play that under just because I feel like the books don't price things that low for no reason. Give me the under. I'm going to put this back up to the 6.5 just because the books are already clearly adjusting. I don't want to be hooked. I hate being hooked, especially in MLB, just because it's a much slower pace. So I'm way more upset about it than I am when it happens in basketball. Give me the under 6.5 here on the Cubs, and give me the Cubs money line here just because I do think the upset yesterday, again, kind of that give and take method. I'm also seeing a lot of money coming in on the Angels here, even though the line movement is trending towards the Cubs. I didn't even read the lines, like the splits for you guys, but you guys can see it right here. That's a disgusting number. Happy to bring this closer to you guys so you guys can see it. Look, 92% of bets, 99% of money on the spread. I know it's early. It's 2 a.m. I know people are trying to get their bets in. I get it. I do. But when you've got this much public agreement, I'm running a little bit from it. So give me the Cubs money line. I'm not going to go with the spread here just because clearly I'm anticipating being a lower scoring affair if I'm taking the under 6 here. So Cubs money line under 6.5 for me. And we're going to call it a day there. Looks like as far as pitcher props aren't available at this moment. So we can't get into that at this moment just because, again, recording really early in the morning here. Maybe that's something I'll consider as I go back to my regular timing. But given that I plan on fading the Angels here and a lot of regression, gonna look at some unders and see where we can land. We've got Solier. How are we doing? 60% hit rate on a 0.5. I don't know why I just started losing my voice there. On a 0.5, even money, something to consider, and I like that. I do like that. Current versus opponent, he hit it in one game, didn't hit it yesterday. Do we think he doesn't do it again? Kinda. However, I don't know if I want to fade him back to back. Let's look at Mike Trout. Similarly, nothing there so far. Let's see who else we've got. You hit on the 30th and then 31st didn't hit. Looks like he's priced accordingly to not get a hit again. I'm gonna did in 2024, but overall 25% hit rate. I'm gonna go give me the under 0.5 hits, minus 142. It's a number I'm willing to play on Bryce here. I do like that. I'm going to leave that alone just because I feel like I'm forcing my hand. I really wanted to look at some pitcher props for this game, but it's currently not available. So this is going to be the only player prop that I'm going to take on this board. Give me the under minus 142. Let's look at one more game. Just because we have Nationals and Phillies on our card, let's take a look at what we've got here. All right, so we've got some pitcher props available for Phillies and Nationals, so that's one thing that we always love. 6.5 Ks. Played the Rangers, March 26th. He did hit it with 10, so that is fantastic. Looking at overall, let's check versus the opponent. He does not. 16.7 hit rate. Not fantastic. I know he had a fantastic performance last game, but this is definitely something worth noting here. Yeah, definitely something worth noting here. I want to take the under. I really do. I think I'm going to avoid it. And let me see if maybe I could fade his outs recorded. 18.5. Priced accordingly. Let's see versus the opponent. All right, so he does go pretty far. I'm going to back down here and kind of see. I didn't realize that I had you guys in a closer view. Apologies, guys. Apologies. I didn't realize that. It looks like it's a favorable matchup. It looks like he's not striking people out too much. Instead, he's getting outs, right? Different types of outs, fly outs, pop outs, whatever the case may be. Because of that, I'm not going to fade this under 18.5. I am going to fade his K props. Give me the under 6.5 Ks on Christopher Sanchez. I think he probably goes far because I'm anticipating Philly wins this game. I just don't think that they're striking out in order to get us there. So give me the under 6.5 at a plus 112. And those are going to be my two props on the board today. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you on the next one. If this video helped you at all, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, drop your best bets in the comments. I love to see them. I love when you guys interact. And then if you want access to everything that I've reviewed on the board today and access to all available matchups for MLB, especially other leagues as well, as we head into the warmer months, head into the link in the description, splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. I'll catch you guys on the next one.